Hello, 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 welcome to Firearms of America, and today I am very excited. This is going to be a great week because this, and for today's review, this. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do because we have a lot of Salomon reviews coming. And you know, guys, if you have watched any of my videos, Salomon reviews, I absolutely love that brand. They know how to make boots. So today we have the Salomon Pathfinders. Yes. Now, a little word before we start the review. Usually I try to keep spreading my Salomon reviews just to give it a little bit time in between I review Salomon boots. I review all the other boots for about a month or two, and then I get myself a pair of Salomon boots. Why? Because I forget that feeling. That feeling is hard to explain. Whenever you first put your foot into a Salomon boot and how that feels. Every time you do that, it's like, wow, I have not worn anything like this in my life. No kidding. Alright, so what is so special about the Salomon boots? If you don't have the whole review, absolutely amazing. I don't even, just buy them. Just buy them. That's fine. Just go ahead and buy them. They're true to the size, no problems with that. And these are actually the Salomons that more or less are affordable because they start at $95, and this particular pair in this color variation in size 10 was actually $107. So not that bad, not breaking the bank. Pretty good. Okay, so let's start the review. Now, if you guys know, if you are subscribed and watched any of my videos, you already know that my reviews are specifically for ultimate survival situations where you put on a boot and this is your last boot and you have to walk and run and fight, do whatever to survive, walk for miles until you get to safety in different terrains, in different temperatures. So, overall, if this was your last boot, would it be good? Now, how do we judge it? Well, we judge it by 8 different criteria. The very first one, probably I think one of the most important ones, is the comfort level. Now, let's talk about the comfort level. I judge all my boots fairly. The same exact test. It's a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk without taking the boots off, without stopping. And the total wear time of the boot, I wear it throughout the whole day, about 7 to 8 hours. And I do it to all of my boots, so it's fair. Now, whenever it comes to Salomon boots, and these including, they are absolutely amazing on the comfort level. So, without even talking much, before even talking much, 10 out of 10 on the comfort level to these boots. Yes, Salomon, guys, I know if you're watching, you're probably not. Amazing job. So, let's talk a few things that make it so amazingly comfortable. First of all, the weight. The weight is barely there. They are about 440 grams. They're a tiny little bit heavier than your... No, actually, they are a little bit lighter. I think it's only 4 grams difference compared to the Salomon's Ultra 3 Mid X GTX. I absolutely love those boots. Those were my first Salomon boots that I reviewed. So they are a little bit lighter than those. There is another cool thing that really makes it comfortable. It's the Sensifit technology. Basically, whenever you put your foot in, and that's what I was talking about, that unbelievable, amazing feeling. You get the feeling of a wraparound, kind of like wearing a sleeper. You put on your foot in a boot, and it feels better in the boot than it was just by itself. So honestly, to me, walking in these boots throughout my whole day is more comfortable than not wearing anything. It's hard to explain. You have to try it. Sensifit, absolutely amazing technology. Okay, that's number 2. So another thing that contributes to that comfort level is the very good balance of flexibility and protection, which we're going to talk about later, of the outsole. As you can see, it is very flexible, so it was very easy to run in these boots. Believe it or not, in the boots, running, these boots are really good for running. They were more comfortable than my Nike sneakers. Seriously. And you can run properly. on your tippy toes without any problems, without putting too much stress on your ankles, without putting too much stress on your knees. And at the same time, because they're light, obviously you do not get tired after a mile or two. So these are just a few things. The very last thing I wanted to mention here in the comfort level is the cool insole, which is actually the Ortholite. If you're not familiar with the Ortholite insole, you're gonna find it very pleasant because it has a very nice jelly. It's jelly, but it's not cotton candy type of jelly, which is too much jelly, you know. Like, remember at some point Skechers, they were very big on doing those insoles where they're super jelly, just put in your foot, just drowns in the gel. This is not like that. It's more of a firm jelly, but it is very good taking that impact. So even when you're running not properly and putting stress on your heel, you do not get tired quickly because it has a very good it takes a lot from the impact from the heel. Very good. Ortholite, one of the best insoles. Okay, so that was comfort level. Like I said, comfort level absolutely definite 10 out of 10. One of the most comfortable boots I ever tested on this channel. Okay, let's talk about the criteria number 2, which is proofing and protection. And as you have mentioned already, as you have seen, not mentioned, I mentioned things now. These are waterproof, but the difference is a lot of Salomon boots out there, they have a GTX, the Gore-Tex, which is a special fabric, special membrane that they put inside the fabric that makes it waterproof and breathable. This is not Gore-Tex. This is what they call a ClimaShield, which is actually Salomon's technology. Now, I'm not sure if Salomon decided to go their own route, and instead of using Gore-Tex, they started doing their own ClimaShield waterproof thing, which honestly would be pretty cool because these are, you know, they are definitely cheaper than a lot of other Salomon boots out there. So maybe that contributed to the better price. So if Salomon's doing that, that would be great. I personally did not notice much difference between ClimaShield and Gore-Tex. It was just as waterproof as the Gore-Tex and just as breathable as the Gore-Tex. Now, whenever it comes to protection, we do have a few things here. As you can see, this toe here is reinforced. Now, I wouldn't exactly call it a very hard rubber or anything like that. Probably anything over 5 pounds dropped from 2-3 feet, you will definitely feel it, but it still has that extra protection, which is very nice to have, you know, for your hiking situation, the trails, if you get caught accidentally on a branch or rock drops, you know, small rock, not a big rock. So you do have a little bit of that extra protection. Not a lot, but still it is nice to have. Now, whenever it comes to ankle, there isn't any protection on the ankles. All of this is just design. It is soft, so keep that in mind. There is heel reinforcement, and that is a very nice reinforcement that will protect you from a lot. Now, the bottom sole offers you some protection as well. This is a Contagrip, Contagrip. Let's see, it should say there Contagrip. I always say Contagrip for some reason. Contagrip. So basically, what they did here is they combined two different kinds of rubber. The outer layer of the rubber, as you can see here, is a very tough, very tough rubber. So it will definitely protect you from penetration if you step on, you know, hard, sharp rock or something like that. Hard rock, yeah. Like there's the direction in music that is hard rock. But anyway, and there is this soft layer on the top, which allows, obviously, for that flexibility of the bottoms. Okay, so we're done with number 2. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, which is quality and the design features. Now, quality of Salomon boots, absolutely amazing. You know, if you want to do your own research, I put the link in the description below. You can go, you can check out the reviews. Now, ratings on this, the reviews on these boots, specifically, there aren't a lot of them. Now, again, that's why it kind of makes me wonder if this is a newer edition of, you know, Salomon boots. But check out other Salomon boots out there. They have a lot of reviews, and they're all at really, really good reviews. And you know, they're from people who are actually full-time hikers, just walking the Appalachian Trail back and forth. Seriously, the that's how I discovered actually Salomon boots in the first place. I was looking at the Appalachian Trail. It was one of my dreams to one day hike an Appalachian Trail, and I was checking out the gear that is required, and this guy, he was a hiker, a professional hiker who did the Appalachian Trail. He actually mentioned, amongst his gear, he mentioned the Salomon Ultra 3 Mid GTX. I think I missed the X there somewhere. Yeah, you get the point. So quality-wise, no problems. Now the design features, a few things I wanted to mention here specifically whenever it comes to the strings. There is this hooks right here. They're plastic, yes, you probably already noticed. Heavy-duty plastic. I don't think it's gonna snap. I know some people are not a big fan. They prefer metal gear, but you have to keep in mind that plastic over metal obviously saves you some weight, and we all about weight whenever it comes to walking long distances, right? Anyway, these hooks, I really like them because they actually do catch on the string. So whenever you're tightening this part, you can catch on your strings and it holds in place while you're tightening it here, which makes it, I mean, really honestly not a big deal, but that's why I am doing the review, so that I can point out all these little cool things that make this boot a really good boot. And this is really one of them. Just makes it easier to tighten the strings on this boot. Okay, done with the quality and design features. Let's move on to the criteria number 4, which is the outsole traction and stability. And this is another area where Salomon, they absolutely shine. This bottom sole is absolutely amazing. It is very similar to one of the boots from Salomon that I have already reviewed. It was either Salomon Authentic or it was Salomon Ultra 3 GTX X, somewhere in there. Very, very similar. But the point is, it is very nicely balanced. As you can see, it has enough of flatness, so it does perform extremely well on surfaces like sand. It doesn't get stuck anywhere. You don't dig into the sand. Does very nice job on the sand. But at the same time, because it is really aggressive, these grooves are very aggressive. Not just on here, but on here as well. It makes it easier to run on wet grass. I ran through the wet grass and they were holding me absolutely perfectly without any problems. I've tested them on the rocky road, on older asphalt, new tarmac. They just put a new tarmac around my house. I tested them on the sand. We have a lake, like a beach. I ran in there. Wet grass, trail surfaces. We have a few trails around here. They perform perfectly on all of these surfaces. The only thing that I couldn't test them on was snow and ice, because I live in Florida. But if you do have experience with these boots on the snow and ice, please let me know in the comments below, because I really, really want to know how they perform on snow and ice. Honestly, I think they would do great on snow and ice because they have that aggression that is necessary, and because they have flatness on the snow so that you don't, get dug in, get stuck in there. Anyway, done with the outsole traction and stability. On the outsole traction and stability, 10 out of 10. Number 5, the temperature. Now the temperature, because I live in Florida, so it's a warmer weather. It wasn't really that hot because we're in December now, so it was probably about 70 degrees. Sorry guys, everywhere else in the United States, I know it's cold out there. Hold on tight. So obviously I wasn't able to test them in the extreme cold. They don't really have insulation or anything like that. They are definitely lighter boots. So if you're planning them for cold climate, also plan on some nicely insulated socks for yourself. And I think they will hold you very well with some good insulated socks in colder temperatures. But for the hot temperatures, they are absolutely perfect. They're very breathable. They're very light. You don't get overheated, definitely. So Again, very nice balance whenever it comes to the temperature. Number 6, really quickly, just to mention it here again, sizing. I wear all my shoes in size 9.5 and I buy all my boots in size 10. This is a recommendation that I got actually from a guy who's a full-time hiker. He said that always buy your boots in half a size bigger. That's what I do all the time. This is size 10 and the fitment is perfect. I do get a little bit of that extra space so that whenever you're going down the hill, your foot does not slide forward and hit the front of the toe. It just gives you a little bit of that extra. Plus with Salomons you really don't have to worry about that. You can experiment with the exact size, with your size of the shoe, because of the Sensifit technology, because it wraps your foot around, so you're not gonna slide around in these boots. Keep that in mind. Just something to keep looking out for. Anyway, criteria number 7 is the balance of application. Now, in the beginning I've mentioned survival boot, right? If this was really your last pair of boots that you put on, maybe you were already out and about doing things while wearing these boots and something bad happened. Maybe you were at home and something bad happened and you need to leave your house and you need to get to safety, and these are the last boots that you put on. Well, honestly, I would hope that I would have these boots around if something bad happened, because I know that in these boots I would be able to walk for miles. In fact, I don't think there's really any other shoe wear that would allow me to walk as much of the distance as these boots. Not my sneakers, not my most comfortable sneakers, shoes, whatever I have, not as comfortable as this. Doesn't give you that support, doesn't give you that traction, doesn't give you that comfort, taking all that impact from walking, from running. But it's not just walking. Also about running. Obviously, you are definitely, easily able to run in these boots without any problems. Because they're light, because they're flexible, because they take all that impact from in your inner soul from that running, even if you're not running properly. So that's definitely good. But at the same time, they do offer enough of protection, and that's one thing that I always mention, because whenever it comes to picking the right boots for your survival situation, it comes down to personal preference. What do you appreciate more? Do you appreciate lightness, which gives you that mobility so that you can run faster, maybe do some fighting, some kung fu fighting, or do you sacrifice that mobility a little bit or a lot for all that extra protection that you can get, capped reinforced toe, thicker bottom sole, taller shaft, all of these different things, right? Metal gear, reinforced ankles. What type of person are you? Do you want more protection or do you want more mobility? Personally, I like more mobility, but here's the thing whenever it comes to these boots, is you don't really sacrifice any of those if you are picking these boots. Now, they don't really have that capped reinforced toe. True, yes. But it is still reinforced. It still gives you a little bit of protection. The ankles are not protected, but you do get a really nice reinforcement in the heel. So you don't really lose a lot of protection. You still have a waterproof boot. So, Salomon, again, you leave me speechless. So, on the balance of application, I would give these boots a 10 out of 10. I really cannot give these boots less. Now, I was thinking maybe 9.5, because it's really, no, I really can't. Anyway, criteria number 8. This boot is just good in every possible way. Anyway, criteria number 8. This is another place where this boot is really good. It's the price. Now, Salomon boots, they run pretty expensive. If you are looking at a taller shaft, like for example a 4D, a full-size boot, they can go in the range of 230, and then they do have much more expensive boots like 300 and 350. I believe their mid Ultra X3 GTX I hope I spelled it in the right order. Anyway, that boot, which is comparable to this one, which was the first one that I have reviewed, was running back in the day whenever I was reviewing it at around $160, $170, depending on the color, depending on the size that you pick. This boot starts at $95, and this particular one in this color variation, in this size, was $107, which is not a lot more expensive, only about $20 more expensive than the boots that I bought as budget boots just to have them around if I need to do something dirty around the house or doing something. Yeah. Honestly, if I knew about this boot right here, I would buy this instead. So the price, again, the price is really good as well. You're not really breaking the bank, because usually that's how it is. I make the whole review of the Salomon boot. I tell everyone how amazing it is, and then I'm like, okay guys, sorry, but you have to prepare for the price. The price is a little bit bitey. Of course, you're getting all these awesome features, and of course, this is your ultimate survival boot. So don't sacrifice. Get the good boot. Spend some extra money. With this boot, you don't even have to spend some extra money. Anyway, you get the point. Overall, I do absolutely love this boot. If you have not tried Salomon, at least try it once. Maybe, I don't know if they sell them in the store. I've never seen them in the store like Sears or anything like that. But if you can find them somewhere just to try them on, just to see how they feel, definitely do that. It's one of those things that you just need to try once in a lifetime. So let me know, guys, what do you think about this boot? Let me know what you think about this review. If you would like to see something else, if you do have any requests for reviews for boots, definitely let me know in the comments. I always go through all the comments and make sure to record all the requests. I have a list of all the requests, and as soon as I have an opportunity, I get them to make a review here. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Salomon Pathfinder, and this was Firearms of America. I'll see you guys in the next video.